Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Johnny Rocket, and today we are playing Farming Simulator 19. As you can see, we are on Ravenport. So we are not at the original starting place yet. That is where we will be going to. As you can see, 19, 24, 25, 26 are green, so we own that property. But it's going to look a little bit different than the original way that Giants had it set up. But before we head over there, we're going to buy a little bit of equipment just to get us started. So we are going to be doing a cattle and hay operation. So we'll probably start off doing just hay, kind of build that up, get some feed ready, and then eventually, maybe after the first year, maybe 2 years, depending on how the first season goes, we'll hopefully get into cattle fairly quickly. A few mods that we'll be playing with are seasons. Obviously, you gotta have seasons if you're gonna play Farming Simulator. Otherwise, it's just boring, you know. So you gotta have seasons. No GEO right now. Just the base game. You can see just all the base game stuff there, and maybe we'll put one on eventually. But for now, we're just gonna go with the base game. The other mods we have are Global Company and a few other. The mods from Global Company. As you can see, we've got, normally it'll show you all the different field calculators and stuff like that, and then we just got all these different things: horse helper, more trees, cut bales, activate extended placeable is great, allows you to put a lot more things closer together, as you'll see on our farm. So first things first, we got to buy some tractors for our farm. So we're going to go in here to small tractors. Another mod we have is I think it's called Shop Organizer or something like that, but it basically puts it, regardless if it's a mod or not, depending on the price, it'll put it first. So you can see, like, it's normally you'd go to the back and you'd see mods after all the other ones. This one puts all, just basically if it's a mod, it'll put it ahead of a non-mod if it's cheaper. So this one's 5,800, this one's not a mod, and it's 8,000. And we actually are going to be buying that, so I'll get that right now while we're there. And we'll just, we'll just start with 4,000. And one of my favorite mods that we have is the, you can see here, condition discount, factory new, or we can click that and it'll go to used, and we'll get a discount on it because it's used. So if we click that, and I go look at it in-game, you'll see that the condition and damage are 30 and 57%. So on something like a trailer, it doesn't really make a huge difference other than aesthetically. Like, you can see the paint is chipping off. Sometimes, yeah, the tires are a bit more muddy. There's mud on mud flaps and the back bumper and stuff like that. So it just basically wears it down, takes the condition down, but you get a bit of a discount, which is nice. So we are going to start off. I'm going to buy the, start off with one of these as just kind of a, basically just moving stuff around on the farm for the cows eventually that we'll have. I don't really like that roll bar. And then for attachers, just put a front weight on. I'm not sure how much that front weight is. And we're going to go up to the 833, which gives us 67 horsepower. Not a big beast, but big enough. And then for our bigger tractor, we're going to go with the Ford 40 series. And this is just going to be, put 800 kilogram weight on the front. Just for the standard ones for now. Obviously make this used because they don't make them new anymore. So we'll get a used one. And then I like the pre-filter on this, the black with that pre-filter in front of the cabin there. And we are going to use the 8340 tuned. And so that'll be about 57,000. I also forgot to mention we were starting off with $200,000. We're already down to $113,000. So the next thing we need to buy is going to be the Plow and the Cultivator. The Plow I'm going to be using is just the base game. Agro Maz, I don't know how to say them, that second word, Agro whatever, POH5. This is my favorite plow in the game as far as smaller ones go. I don't really like bigger implements and bigger farm stuff. I like to keep it a little bit more small, a little more localized. And then that's not the one I want. That's the one, the Raw Polymeg. It's a little bit cheaper and does the same thing as that other cultivator we just looked at. The Coon is a little bit more advanced and more than double the price. So we'll stick with the Raw Polymeg 300. And then we need to get a seeder. And for that, we are going to go with the Amazon D940. And I'm going to just try and make everything look a little bit old, a little bit used. Just give it that kind of rusticy look. Not, everything doesn't have to be new and fancy. So we'll do that. And I will put, yeah, I'll put those alternative wheels on there. Yeah, so we've got, I think, everything there, and then we'll just get, for the hay stuff, I don't know if we'll be starting it right away, but we've got the money, so we will get it. I'm gonna get this in the case, I think, or yeah, let's go with case. We've already got the case tractor, so we'll keep it going with the case IH universal mower. And then we need a wagon, so we're going to be using the Pottinger LW15, and we'll just leave it folded for now, and just, I guess, basic wheels. Yeah, just the standard wheels for now as well, nothing too crazy. I think that might be all we need. I'm just looking at my list here. Yeah, so that should be all we need for now. Eventually we'll have to get the old cattle trailer. We'll probably want to get one of these forage mixers for TMR, but for now we'll probably just end up feeding them hay as the second level of feed for the cows. But ultimately you want to be using TMR, total mix rations, but that'll be a later video. We're just kind of trying to get started, starting small, nothing too crazy. We've got about 78,000 left. So we are going to get all this over to the farm, and I will show you what we have brewing on the farm, because it is a little bit different than the normal start you'd have for Ravenport. I did a little bit of terraforming, and just change a few things up. So I'm gonna move everything over there, and then I will see you on the farm when everything is there. Okay, we are back at the farm. We've got all of our implements and all of our tractors and everything back. And you will see that we are at the main starting area. We are down in the bottom right corner of the Ravenport map. Things look quite a bit different from the base game if you're familiar with it. We still got this because you can't get rid of this, which, I mean, kind of annoying. But I guess it's character, I guess. We got rid of all 3 fields over here, and we put up a little mini forest that'll be part of the journey of turning this into our own land. Just chopping all these trees down, selling them, and putting up our own fields or pastures, whatever it is. And then we got rid of this field, flattened it all out, and put in that rock wall in the back there. We did the same here, kind of flatten this whole area out a little bit better. Put a little rock wall here to make it look nicer. And yeah, just kind of made it a little bit more user-friendly in here. All the rolling hills kind of just were annoying trying to build anything. You always had weird lumps and bumps all over the map, so hopefully tried to fix that out as much as possible. And a little log cabin here, just kind of does, okay, serves its purpose. Door opens really slowly. Little pot stove in the corner. Nice little tree. AC, as you can see, all the walls are OSB. Little fluorescent light up there, and this is up to the bedroom. You notice that I clip through the roof, and then if I go any forward, I clip through the ceiling, or through the floor, and I'm in the kitchen below. That's yeah, not the best bedroom, considering I can't even get into bed, but hey, I can sleep anywhere in the house, so that's great. Our truck for the farm is this old 1960 Ford F100 that currently has a 223 cubic inch i6. Not the greatest engine. I don't know how much it actually outputs as far as horsepower. 139 horsepower. It's not great. Won't be doing a whole lot of towing with it, but it's more so to just get around the farm and get to the shop and stuff like that. We've got, as you saw, the Amazon D940 seeder, the Polymag 300 cultivator, the Agromaz POH5 plow, the International 833, the Ford 8340 tuned edition. The Pottinger LW15 forage wagon, forage trailer, whatever they call those. Strautmann SEK 802 trailer. And out the other side here we have the Case IH universal mower. And you got this nice little barn. This one is from Farming 5. So they've got a nice little set of sheds you can get. They got Model Beaver, Model Duck, which is the one that we have, Model Owl, which I believe is the new one from them. Within the last couple months, they've updated the mod and added this one in, and then the Model Mouse. I believe it's either Mouse or Owl. That's the new one. I believe it's Owl though. They also have a sheep stable, as well as a sheep stable with a little annex for putting in bales or whatever you want on it. It's a nice little sheep stable there. So we might use that if we do sheep at some point, but I think for now we're just going to start with cattle, but we will be saving for that because we're going to have to buy the pasture and the cattle, and we'll make sure we have feed ready for them, which that is what this is over here. This is our, I believe it's from modding welt, as you can see at the top there, modding welt. This is basically a feed storage silo. So if we go into the silos over here, you'll scroll across and you will see the SCS feeding silo, and at the bottom there you can see that there is hay, grass, silage, straw, TMR, and pig food. You can hold 300,000 liters of that. So basically all of our feed, any hay we get, any straw will go in here, and TMR, when we eventually start mixing TMR, we will put that in there, and then we will get a probably the similar one from Moneywell that is for just your normal crops. So you've got wheat, barley, canola, oat, corn, sunflower, soybeans, all those. For now we'll probably just do straight to the highest bidder. We won't hold on to it over the winter because usually crops are a better price in the winter. For now we'll probably just sell them straight away. But yeah, so that's what the farm looks like right now, and I'll kind of give you a quick rundown of what we're going to start doing. We're going to start with a field back here, not a huge field, just kind of fill in maybe up to that tree and across, following the base of that hill there, and that'll be mainly just a grass field to start. Maybe cash crops to make a little bit of bank, but for the most part what we're going to be doing is doing contracts. Now if you've played the game you know what they are. If not, you can basically, so this one is plowing for field 2. So if we go to the map, we can look at field 2, which is up here, and we will go and we will plow that either with our own plow or with a borrowed plow. You can see if we borrow it, we will lose $751, but we'll get to use this big plow compared to our tiny little like 2 meter, whatever this thing is. So yeah, we'll probably start off doing a few of those. I tend to stay closer to the farm for those, because if you get further away, the fields get really big, whereas fields 18 to 23 are pretty small, as well as 14 to 17. They're small, but they're very awkwardly shaped, so I don't really like doing it. I prefer the square fields, especially ones that are on the 90 degree, which if you know what that is, you'll know. If not, I'll show it to you later when we actually start doing some fields. So I think we might just start really quickly with an outline of the field, and we'll get going on that grass field to start. I'm gonna go grab the cultivator because I have a mod that allows cultivators to create fields. You still need to plow it once it's done, but I just find the square kind of straight behind, the way it pulls behind the tractor with the cultivator is a little bit nicer than with the plow. So I'm gonna try and line up here, give us some space to come out of that barn still. So if you look at the bottom left, if you don't know the game, you'll see that there's 3 numbers, 270.1, 1763, that is now going down as I drive forward, and then 1662. So that first number is your direction in a 360-degree motion in relation to the map. So when I make fields, I try to make them on that basically every 90 degrees, so 90, 180, 270, 360, and 0. So going this way will be on 270. So I think right about there's a good place to start. A little bit more forward. I try and make them as square as possible. So when I put this plow down with the cultivator, sorry, it'll start to go. I'm going to bring my cruise control speed down to about 5 so I can maintain a straight path here. I'm just going to try and keep my tractor at about 270 until we get somewhere down there, and then I'll readjust and start heading up to our right. I might speed up a little bit here. It's fairly flat. If you're on a hill, it'll sometimes push you off to the left and you kind of have to adjust for that, but when you're flat, if your tractor is big enough for the implement, you won't even really notice it and you can just kind of drive straight. Probably go to just past this bush on the right here, be in line with the bush on the left maybe. You want to give yourself enough to turn around, so I think, yeah, that looks like a good spot there. Just don't want to get too close to that tree, otherwise we'd have to worry about turning around when we do other stuff on this field. So I'm going to line up. I'm not sure how far back I need to go. I don't want to go too far back. There we go. And once again, now I'm on 360 or 0. So I'm going to go into 0, 360. I'm just trying to keep it as straight as possible to get the nice square fields. And then I'm going to go to about here, I think. So we're not going up onto that little cliff face when we are working in the field. I'm just gonna line up back to me. So this way we are going to 90 degrees. We're going to be at 90. Just hold it straight there, and then we will line up with the first edge that we created. And then once that's done, we can just fill it in. And then once that's done, we will go over with a plow, and I will have to rent a lime spreader because when you first make the fields, you will need to lime them and plow them. After that, you only need to periodically lime and plow, and typically I'll turn the lime off because it's just a few extra steps I don't like to do. Actually, I might have started a little bit too far, so I'm going to go here and then we'll use the landscape tool and I'll push that field back just a hair. We're going to go about 180 here. There we go. 180, and I'll be about maybe 2 or 3 feet off that first edge, but that's okay. We'll just push it back with the terrain tool and give it a nice even edge so we don't have any sticky outy bits that look kind of ugly. Ooh, just missed it. You know what? I might actually just go back over that. Yeah, why not? We'll just go over that edge rather than trying to terraform it out. We'll just use what we already have. We've already put down. There we go. Bring it up here as close as possible. Drop it down, and there we go. Alright, so I'm going to finish this field. Alright, so I've gone ahead, I've finished the field. As you can see, it's fully graded now. It's got it all finished with the cultivator. So now I'm just going to go over and I'm going to finish plowing it. But I'm going to get my worker to plow it. And while he is doing it, I'm going to actually first go into the shop and I'm going to rent the small little I don't need that much of it. I'd actually, I don't think that'll work on I think that's for the John Deere. Yeah, no, it won't work for me. Okay, so I will get this. I'll rent this one for $183. I will need to get some lime. Where's the lime? Did I pass it? I did. So I'll get a bag of lime. I'll just get that. And so when he's done plowing, I can just come back over it, lime it, and that would be hopefully the last thing we do with that field for a little while. We'll probably need to plow it after a couple of years, but it should be good to go. We'll just cultivate it every year, and for the first couple of years, and maybe third year we'll plow it, but we'll factor that in and start looking at crop rotation and all that stuff once we get rid of some of that forest over there and get more fields going. Ideally, we'll have 3 to 4 fields. Because I like to have 3 fields for crops and 1 that's fallow for the year. So I'll have maybe grass, wheat, canola. So you have a feed one, more of like for straw and stuff like that, but can also be used for feed for the chickens. And then a cash crop that you can have, and then one field that's fallow for the year, and just kind of rotate through the 4 different fields. 3 would be the minimum I think we'll have. So you can see the rotation plan there. So wheat, canola, wheat, fallow. Ours will have more. It'll probably be wheat, canola, grass, fallow, or something along those lines. We'll have to play with the values and see what gives us the best yield. Because you can see with not sugarcane. So with wheat, following canola and wheat, you have 1.14. Just straighten back out here. And then canola is one of the best. Following wheat is one of the best for multipliers. So you basically get 20%. I think that would equal to 20% increase in yield following wheat. Whereas once you get to the shop, I'll break it down. But if you just kept doing wheat, slowly over time, your yield would slow down, just because of the soil and nutrients and all that stuff. So when you go through different crop types, it allows you to get all the proper nutrients that the field needs to properly grow the different fruits and grasses and everything. So just something to keep in mind as we expand. So I'll show you here. So we go wheat, wheat, wheat. And I'll leave that one fallow to show the decrease that happens. Once you get over here, I'll just kind of slowly come over here. Okay. So as you can see, starting with wheat, normally you'd start with like a 1. So starting with wheat, you'd have a 1.14, probably a 1. And then if you follow that up with wheat, you'd have a 0.95%. So you'd actually lose 5%. And then going to wheat again, you go down to 0.86, which I believe is 14%. I believe is how those numbers work. And I think the lowest you can go down to is a 0.86, which looks like, yeah, so you can only get about 0.86 below. And then I believe 1.2 is the highest. So if I was to put this at canola, you'll get a 1.2 from doing wheat beforehand. So those are stuff you just kind of have to play around with and figure out. But for me, I found that the best way is to go with, actually we'll start a new one. So we'll go wheat, and then maybe grass, canola, and fallow. And so that gives us a 1.2%, 1.2, 1.2, 1 on wheat, grass, canola, fallow. But now if we change, maybe if we do grass, wheat, that would be better. So grass, wheat, canola, fallow, that would give us a 1.14, 1.2, 1.14. Obviously nothing on the fallow. So we'll play with that more once we have the fields, but for now we'll probably just keep doing grass, just to get a little bit more in the stock, the silos, before we get the cattle, just so we're prepared to feed them, because you don't want to get the cattle and then not be able to feed them, because then they'll just die. So I'll fast forward until we've finished on the field, and we're prepared to put the line down. I'll show you what that looks like, because it kind of looks pretty cool. So I'll see you then. So I'd finished plowing, and I started doing the lime. I ran out after the first row, so I got the extended version of the lime spreader, but the little International couldn't handle it, so I had to go get the Ford to pick it up. We were just about to finish that. I did not do that side straight at all, so I have to go back over that far side. Once this is done, we can start to do the fun work on the field, which is seeding, so that'd be fun. I don't think I'll have to do another pass here, I think. I'm just barely hitting that side, so... Oh, I missed that spot. Oh, that's irritating. I hate missing just that one little spot. So annoying. So, I should have enough here. I think it's about 400 per side. I really don't want to have to go back to get more line. I just leave those little edges as they are, even if they're already meaning. And you'll see when you look at the map, you'll see what parts need to be limed and what are fine, and those will bug me, but might be able to get them. Who knows? I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. No, doesn't look like it. Have enough to do, I think, this section here. If I do this right, I should be able to get this little strip here. Okay. Well, that's good enough. So we can return that. And there you go. So our field is limed, it's plowed, it's now there. So the next step is going to be seeding. But we will do that in episode number 2. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for checking out the first video in my, well, first YouTube video ever. First in the series on Farming Simulator 19 Ravenport. Like the video if you liked it. Comment. Let me know what you liked in the video, what you want to see more of. Let me know, other than cattle, what if you want to do pigs, if you want me to do sheep or chickens, let me know. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you guys in the next video. Once again, I'm Johnny Rocket. Thanks so much for tuning in. See ya.